Alright, back and re-ghosted. Or pre-ghosted. We're gonna continue Turnabout of Blizz where we left off. This may, hopefully... We only got an hour and a half now because that ramble took fucking forever. But we might be able to finish this if we hustle here. Alba's Alibi, Part 3. I killed Mr. Coach in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babal, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babal. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You've already stolen my ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender too?
Not so fast!
You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we could finally end everything. I know, and I will give it my all to see that he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he's just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. Get they ass. And get him good. Alba, Wispy Woods looking ass. Transport to Banana. Yeah. Wonder if they understand that all I could do is present evidence to the testimony. Heh, but...
Hold it!
I think I know where to go from here. Is that really so? You could have easily blackmailed your subordinates to be quiet and then move the body.
Objection!
That's quite an insult to me and my subordinates, and I'm afraid we can't have that. It's very difficult to enter my embassy, as the guards always conduct a thorough check. If someone so much as makes an unnatural movement, it would arouse their suspicions. Come to think of it, there wasn't anything unnatural about him in the footage. Wait, let me think about that for a second. Mr. Alba said that the guard would become suspicious if someone acted unnaturally. But then, by that same token, the guard would not become suspicious if someone were to act naturally. The embassy? Karma. That's a good one. That's a +5 right there. If we retrace Mr. Alba's movements, we should find some hint to solving this case. Well, right after the Steel Samurai stage show, he went back to Alabast, right? From there, he started preparing for his speech in the Alabastian embassy. It does sound like it wasn't possible for him to have gone to the Babalese embassy. Couldn't have gone to Babal, but the body didn't remain at the theater either. Is it possible that the body was temporarily taken to a different location first? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babal. Yes, there is, and I know exactly what it is. It's the push cart.
Objection!
We're on fire now. Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport that body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. And what is that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every movement. Crunch. Thank you for the warning. Now if you could take a good look at this section here. This lump inside this pushcart. Do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump under the cloth in the pushcart.
Take that!
What is the meaning of showing me that? That is to say, the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Cochin's body. Ooh, woo. Notices your bulge. Notices your coachage. The coach hussy. I'm sorry. You had the Steel Samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess. Notices your corpse, oh. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now it is but a hypothesis. However, if you can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Oh, whoa. Sorry it took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I need a green tea. Oh, it's over. Gummy? Detective Gumshoe, is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. Found it in the open-air stage area. So that's where you went. Detective Spirit that Pops left me with. Thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? Yes, it might just play a major role in solving this case, Detective. But something isn't right. I thought that the entire samurai family was in Alabast. Where exactly in the open-air stage did you find this pushcart? I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh, well, let's leave that for now and examine the inside, Detective. Yes, sir. Steel Samurai Daddy used to push this cart to use this push cart to wheel the Iron Infant around. Gumshoe, you and your very climactic timing. Do you practice this? You did this several times in Phoenix's cases? Yes. Sorry, I suspect that you wait outside the door waiting for the last possible moment. Yeah. But by that same token, that means Franziska did that in at the end of the second game. Since Gumshoe was indisposed. The Iron Infant is the Steel Samurai's and Pink Princess's kid, right? Yes, he made an appearance at the end of the stage show. It's a rather fitting ending to the whole thing. That the Steel Samurai was unwittingly forced to move the body is just unforgivable. Oh man, ketchup! It's blood! This must be Mr. Cochin's blood, which only goes to prove that Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. Sweating there, Alba? I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at this theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you.
Objection!
I forced him to move the body into Alabast. What nonsense. Why would I bother to do such a thing?
Objection!
You were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babao. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. Tampa? Tampa, Florida? You then smuggled it out of Alabast. Oh! My face! Gumshoe literally told Franziska as he's being wheeled in the ambulance, please make sure you only go in at the last possible moment. I crack, ouch, the whip, I'm in an ambulance, woman. Don't ever give me orders. If I could show you how you move the body from Alabast to Babao, then I win. But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. And so I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after you return to Alabast. Miles Edgeworth, have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means there's no question that can't be answered, right? The Primedu statue was smuggled successfully through a brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Means there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. No. Movement in Alabast. People are like, I don't ever want to hear people hear me eat on a stream. And I'm like, yeah, but food yummy. Food yummy, man. You gotta eat. After I returned to Alabast, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasures, so I raced back to my office. As fast as my frail little legs took me. Is that all? Yes, that's all.
Objection!
Looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of Damask II. Excuse me, I didn't mean to do that. That I don't want to do on stream. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office. Ah, those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. Bro just said murdering the person was a trifling matter. I do so hate to waste time. What? You, is not every life precious? Do you really need to answer me to answer that for you?
Objection!
People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely throughout society. And you'd better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How could he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like. If it's for obvious ASMR stuff, then no. No, I try not to do ASMR stuff. I mean, I would never... I would never do ASMR stuff.
Hold it!
So I was the only with the Steel Samurai. I thought the Pink Princess was also around. Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh? But isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? You didn't need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. Okay, would you consider this ASMR? This is me shaking the Digimon pendulum. For about 15 minutes. Dude. Okay, I guess it is. Alright. For about 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Digi-SMR. Can hear more than you'd think. Okay. And here we are.
Hold it!
The Tagasu was just a trick that you had set up. A most amusing joke, and how do you propose that I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the rose garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow. You heard that? Okay. I had a feeling you would.
And here we are, and here we are, and here we are.
Me? Gungaga.
Bunger, 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 bung, bung, bung.
Love using those. Oh, that's an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me. You, what's going to take for you to fess up to anything? Very well then, let's move to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the Rose Garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then once everyone was inside, well...
Hold it!
And what happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, I had run a stroke of luck and bumped into the masked man.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep on repeating this either, but his name was Demask II. Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the Primadou statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. He's not an ambassador, you can whip him. Miss Von Karma's really letting her whip fly now. Ugh! I don't think the scary part is her silence while I think the scary part's her silence while she's doing it, pal. I also still have a Bunger VRC avatar you like running around in. Nice, I think I have that. Or I had it at one point. I love bug snacks. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But the physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. Ugh. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he's actually guilty of anything. We finished here? I mean, we know he killed Damask II. He admitted to it. Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Babal? Sir! Mr. Edgeworth! Even after proving so much, is he going to get away with it? Is this the end? Wow, that was well timed. It appears that we made it just in time. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. have a bunch of Owendon clips on there. That's a series I wish I could stream. But it's all touchscreen based, so I can't. Why is the kid wet? Because it's a doll, and he was lost in the fountain, I think. You want a yo? I could give you a yo. Hold on. Where is it?
No.
That's a no. That's not a yo.
Don't be rude, Tolo.
No!
No.
No.
Where's the yo? There it is. Evil Magistrate, it is time for you to pay. It's the Steel Samurai? No, you're mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of New Old Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Edgy Poo. Oh, two people I wanted to see the least. Larry, what are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just wanted to help. Yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy, bludgeon. Wait, what? Go away. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Go away. How could you be so mean to us, Edgy Poo? Look at my gigantic boobies. All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Well, isn't this grand? And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey, is it just me or is the Iron Infant completely soaked? Oh yeah, I found him in Babal, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears we made it. No, not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Babal? And he found it in a pool. I recall there being one in Babal. Oh, that. Well, I was in Alabaston the whole time, so I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babal. Thought I just lost him in the Rose Garden. But I guess this cute kid could swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure, but I found him in...
Hold it!
That's enough, Larry. Yes, it does matter. It always matters. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool. This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. Key to the route the Iron Infant took from travel from... excuse me. The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Alabasta to Babal is... Key to the route. Yatagarasu. Counterfeiting. Bilateral symmetry. What the fuck? Oh, that's right. The embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Ginger ale cranberry... Canada Dry ginger ale cranberry soda, but to my palate just tastes like hibiscus flower juice. Get the, Wait, is that the... Get the Canada Dry Black Wishniak. Black Cherry Wishniak. That stuff is so good. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. There's a location I wish for you to examine. Post haste. It's where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? An embassy built on a bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine.
Take that!
Detective Gumshoe, I would like for you to examine this location. You got it, sir! I'm back, sir. Good, now report. Sorry, there wasn't anything there, sir. What? Was I wrong? Oh, was it the other side of the lake? Okay. What's wrong? Couldn't find anything there, could you? Not one of your precious holes, huh? I need to think about this calmly and rationally. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Oh, so the opposite side of it.
Take that!
Yes, sir! I'll be back before you know it! It's too late. It doesn't matter what you do. It's all a waste of time.
Knuckle back!
You will stay here with us and wait. Ugh. Yeah, like, what power do you have? You're literally a nobody now. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir! There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there's also a pool at the corresponding side and the Babalese side. Mr. Cochin's body was moved into Babal with a pool in Alabast.
Objection!
Avoiding the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool. It was the Babalese one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. The water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected.
Objection!
And where's your proof that the two sides are connected?
Objection!
The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant. This blasted doll! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I'm back! Hey, don't tell me. You guys figured everything out without me? We did, thanks to this hero of Justice's son. Even if he's just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain.
Not so fast!
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, look, I don't want to say this, but... I don't know why I did that. It's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to have passed on through to Babal. This guy's a doll and he's small, so I can believe it made it, but... he has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body could swim through a pipe? See, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang. Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized the flaw in my argument is helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. And another thing, Mr. Cochin's body was found in his office in Babal. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babal, remember? You mean Sheena, right? With her there, you could see how it was possible to move the body up to the office.
Objection!
Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? He's right, Miss Sheena would drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. Looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements. What was happening in the embassy around the time Sheena was in Babal? Oh, if only there were a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water. Ah, that's it. Now I believe this time we are really done, right?
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That's completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water in there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. Fires in Babal.
Take that!
Tonight the Yatagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babalese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border.
Objection!
Sorry, but the Wishniak soda doesn't exist here. It's Wishniak. It's just a Canada Dry thing. Like, if they sell Canada Dry, they might just have it. It's black cherry. Talking about the chocolate tacos of some Nestle ice cream ads. Oof, I'm sorry. So what? The water level went down, the reservoirs were connected. Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this! Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical, game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that we must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I've found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat.
Not so fast!
It is a certain area sort of thing, really. If all the water has been used by the firefighting effort, still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. Should have figured you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are these pools anyway? I'll have you know these pools are extremely deep, and that there are no ladders or footholds along the walls, either. It'd be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the walls, there was no need for such things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they would go up or down the pool at will. Oh, looks like you got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Miss Sheena and the body were able to rise up to the ground level. There was a way to control the water level that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so the body and Miss Sheena could move up and down in the pool.
Take that!
Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking. He used the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Miss Sheena and the body were lifted upwards by the buoyancy in water. Fire on the Bobbalese side and the fire-fighting effort. These were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Charger broke? Oh, it sucks. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation of things to come. Come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the Rose Garden and pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. At this time, Miss Sheena was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babal. Then she made for the open-air stage's pool and wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. ASS. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabast into Babal. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. And the water level rose up to its original level, along with Miss Sheena and the body. After that, Miss Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There is an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Cochin's body. Lang's trusty secretary turned out to be a spy by the name of Callisto U. But Callisto U wasn't even her real name. Also, her age is question marks, even though she'd be 29. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Sheena with her yee-ass haircut. Well, she had to cover up her old hair, I guess. It's probably a wig. I don't know. Ugh. Whoa! Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back.
Objection!
You accuse me of moving the dead body across country lines. I think her attorney hair was the wig one. I don't think either of them were wigs, honestly. I just said that. You probably faked her age as well, so the cover would be 29. Sheena's real age might be different. Well, the thing is, Sheena's not even her real identity either. We don't know her real identity. Callisto was just a stage name. A stage name, and like a fake name too. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does that old man want now? He wants us to hit the gritty. Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who's to say whether or not what you said really happened? He wants proof? What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. She's like, behold, me and the power of my 40 sock puppet accounts. She, whose real age is 59, gets stabbed. Wow. There was another thing that was smuggled over to Babal's open stage area. What did we find in the open stage area? Found the open air stage. I thought I found that in the other one.
Take that!
I guess it was this, though. Single Reese's Pieces. And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the bobbly side will be your undoing. A guitar pick. Do you care to explain what that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open-air stage which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it, after all. But since you don't, allow me to show you what this fragment in the stage area belongs to.
Take that!
Let us take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of this knife, there's a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick in the open slot. It's a perfect fit. I assume that the petal must have fallen off the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. Oh, so he was murdered before the bouquet was handed off. And then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body.
Objection!
That's an interesting story and nothing more.
Objection!
Oh, I assure you it's more than just a story. It's because for some odd reason this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet is from the open-air stage's pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open-air stage on the Babalese side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went to from the Rose Garden's pool into Babal. Impossible! People of Zangfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Alba. Tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. I hate this. Why? Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life. No matter how you may plot or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see to it that justice is served to people like you.
Objection!
You cannot call what you've given a perfect argument. You know, I don't think this guy's ever going to admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth. Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with are people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In this case, I have no choice but to use all the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. This really will be the end of the line. One more segment. March 15th, 3:33 a.m. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. As if there's anything else for me to testify about. Still have yet to fully prove that it was Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Cochin. Well, I would like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder... Sorry, edamame beam. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did here at the Theatrum Neutralis. Very well, I suppose I could tell you about that. Because about all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show. Or just break him, it works either way. Elaborating on even that alone is good enough for me for now. Oops. Ooh, okay. The buffalo flavor's getting a little better the further down the bag I go. It's more than a story. It's a game story. Thanks for watching. God damn it, Karma. Or just break him. It works either way. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location of where the murder took place, for that's the key of this investigation. Steel Samurai show. I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I swear I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you? Those moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forgive them. Forget them, excuse me. So you were in the theater proper, watching the Steel Samurai stage show, were you? Of course I was. I have a great fondness for the Steel Samurai. Yeah, I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? You're not the one who was cool, it's the Steel Samurai who's cool. I love that Edgeworth is in such denial about this. Careful, the buffalo flavor might TF me into a big boomfy buffalo. And we'll know when you moo. I am a fan of bovid, TF. I positive tested for bovid. I positive test. Yeah, the Steel Samurai special finishing move today was really something, huh? Hey, Edgy, who is she? Who's this super cute girl? God damn it, Larry. She's been standing there this whole time and only now he notices her? Her name is Kay Faraday, and she's been helping me into the investigation. She's also only 17, so, you know, mind your P's and Q's. Emphasis on the P. Sorry, I didn't get to introduce myself earlier, but better late than never. Yeah, it's okay, I'm Larry Butts! Silence in the peanut gallery. She whipped him? I didn't see that. There's no time for such trivialities at a time like this. Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle, you got that? Time to lock in. I know, this is the end, for that man there. Now that's the kind of thing I like to hear. Think I'll give trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. I leave this critical battle to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Have no fear, I will finish the job. Larry, I will kick you in the balls. This really is the endgame. The time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies.
Hold it!
I agree. Today will be a day to remember. Especially when you finally make you pay for all the wrongs you've committed. What? Hey, that's what the Steel Samurai says when he defeats the evil magistrate. Actually, that line was just something I ad-libbed. You may act all surprised, but naturally you remember this line, don't you? Of course I do. I just now understand how the evil magistrate felt, that's all. Allow me to make you identify with the evil magistrate some more. Hey, that makes you the Steel Samurai, huh? Well, I suppose you have to complete the analogy, then I suppose you... Edgeworth. Jesus Christ, dude. Come on. I do believe it's about time to bring the curtain down on this with a bang. What if Mr. Alba was really there watching the show? I don't think so, because the only time he had to commit the murder was during the show. And the only time he could have placed the body into the pushcart was during the scenes when the Iron Infant was not out on stage. Edgeworth nerd in denial. Oh, severe denial. And that means by the end of the stage show... Are you saying the body was already in the pushcart by then? No way! I was pushing a dead body around? That you used me in such a foul manner is unforgivable, evil magistrate! Well put, Steel Samurai. And now I will show to all those present just who this evil magistrate and that Steel Samurai must defeat. Just who is the evil magistrate the Steel Samurai must defeat.
Hold it!
Well, I remember the contents of the show just as well myself. That's nice. That's nice! Miles Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be riled up by him at this important juncture. I wasn't planning to let him. Well, if you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. And didn't you think the climactic scene of today's show was just totally awesome? Yes, I remember that well, and that spectacular special move. The way you delivered that final blow against the evil magistrate. Early summer rain jab. Oh, that scene will live on in my heart forever. Is that how it went? I totally forgot about that. How can you forget your own special moves? That's the special attack the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear. Yes, and today was the first time they showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move? Suppose you are correct, but if you could, please elaborate on this point for me. One of the scenes was his never-before-seen early summer rain jab move.
Objection!
The special move today was the early summer rain jab. Is that your final answer?
Objection!
That was a pretty easy one. You little irritating gnat. Do you think you could trip me up by asking the same question over and over? That was not my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this. The samurai spear, what about it? This spear actually never made it on stage today. Excuse me? Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man that with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Having said that, said useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Kay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight? It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. Correct, because he couldn't use the spear, a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known the move that was used. Quercus Alba. You didn't even watch a single minute of the Steel Samurai stage show tonight, did you? Ha! So if he wasn't watching the show tonight, then it opens up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Cochin instead. So where were you during the show? I demand an answer now! Just what is so funny? You're so sloppy, and so are your conclusions. I still insist that I watch the show, or most of it in any case. What do you mean by most of it? Ah, you see, during the show I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assume that was when the dramatic scene was played out on stage. That's the lousiest, lamest excuse I've ever heard in my life, pal. Just because he got the name of the move wrong, can't really use that as proof that he didn't watch the show at all. As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I'd wanted to watch the entire show, honest.
Objection!
As a Steel Samurai fan, for someone who wasn't even in the seat for the climax of the show, you have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan ever. God, can Alba stop badge rubbing, titty badge rubbing? I get it, he wants to be hot, but still. He wants to be important. Who was that just now? Would be I, young lady? Larry, what are you doing interrupting me like that? Edgy, please, hold for a second, I beg! You may never accept this old man as the Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Samaniac? Steel Samaniac, yeah. What exactly is a Steel Samaniac, pal? I believe he meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac. Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one because I'm the Steel Samurai.
Objection!
I will never acknowledge you as the true Steel Samurai. What are you going so worked up over, Mr. Edgeworth? It appears the real Steel Samurai recognizes me as a fan. As well as he should, for I am a fan. It's not as though I missed the entire show. It was a most amazing show, filled with the spirit of the young and young at heart. He big time sucks, yeah. The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker. Getting the name of the move wrong only proves that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need here is something more definitive. Something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Mr. Manny Cochin. You know what, Gramps? You're really something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what is it for? Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain jab. That move is a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff... know about. Wait, it was a secret. Larry, wait, what did you just say? Huh? Did I say something stupid again? Did you say that the early summer rain jab was actually a secret? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. More like we only decided the name of the move right before the start of the show. Hey, Larry, there is at least 2 brain cells in that skull, yeah. Right before. Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because we were supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Early summer rain jab, that's kind of how we decided the name of the move. But by that time, I'd already bent the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless. All of you Steel Samurai actors are the same. Director's my complete sympathy. Long story short, because we changed the move to the sushi slash, kind of pretended the early summer rain jab didn't exist at all. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out we changed the move, so we made it a secret. So basically a gag order was issued for publicity's sake. It almost makes the early summer rain jab sound like a lost art. Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff hadn't even heard of the move. Hold those lips of yours still! Proves that he saw the pre-show, not the main actor. No, it proves that he was in the dressing room with the whiteboard. If Larry was a cat, he'd be an orange cat, yes. Rip Samurai Spear got bent twice. What the heck, old man? I've done nothing but listen, and from what I could tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also a very tedious and pointless exercise and wasting time, much like a kid's show.
Objection!
Mr. Alba, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you. How dare you? I suspect you've already noticed exactly the very severe implications are in this man's testimony. So now you're trying to bully me, huh? There are no implications to be read into behind-the-scenes story of a kid's show.
Not so fast!
Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this one, Quercus Alba. You were the one who said it yourself, that the name of the move was the Early Summer Rain Jab, but that was the name only decided upon right before the show was about to start. So, what are you driving at? The name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said aloud. Now then, would you care to tell us about how you found out the name of that move? Because I can think of only one way you would have known. Quercus Alba, there's only one way you could have known the name of the special move. You saw it, you asked about it, you thought it up. You saw it. You knew the name because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard. The staff members who knew were keeping it a secret. So you couldn't have simply gone up to the staff member and asked. Which means that the only other option left is that you saw it on the whiteboard. So that means Mr. Alba was in there at some point, right? What's the big deal, sir? I don't see what that means. There's another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room. So we can't afford to let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and to Mr. Cochin's murder. Oh.
Take that!
There's a very close connection between this and the dressing room. What sort of connection would that be? Oh, god damn it. Oh, that was it. There we go.
Take that!
The pushcart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. During the show, the pushcart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage in the dressing room. And it was finally pushed there, along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. And then, right after the show ended, it went into Alabast along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage. So basically, the killer had to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show. Precisely. Arrgh! Oh, but wait. What if, and this is just a what if, what if the murder took place right in the dressing room? What do you mean, Kay? I have to admit, she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people. Slipping undetected into a private dressing room then would be as simple as pie. The killer must have come up with the idea to move the body with the pushcart then, too. Correct, thus making the theater's dressing room the ideal location for the murder of Manny Cochin. Quercus Alba, during the show you went down to the dressing room, and I want to know why. Yes. Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room. I knew it! I'm placing you under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest!
Objection!
Not so fast. What is it now? Wrong voice. What is it now? Don't I deserve a chance to explain myself? Explain? What is there to explain? I believe I told you earlier that I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. Wanted to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside. How would you not know the layout of your own embassy, dipshit? And that's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard. You punk. Still trying to get out of this? You really think you can get away at this point? Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you could do to stop him? I don't have enough evidence on hand to do anything. I don't have an airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good. But if that's what I need, then perhaps... Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is in order. It's possible we may find some new evidence there. Yeah, if Mr. Gumshoe... if Mr. Edgeworth pokes around in there, I'm sure he'll find some new facts, pal. Oh, if we use Little Thief, we may even learn something from a recreation. We don't need to do any of that. What? Wolfie, how could you? I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. My men are really something else. And they found nothing? The only thing they found... the only thing I could say to you, sis, and it's that they found nothing. There's only one thing I could say to you, sis, and it's that they found nothing. That's it. I guess you're right. If they'd found something, they would have reported it to us. In terms of evil objections, do you prefer this guy's or Von Karma's? Von Karma's, just because it's so deep and foreboding. Even though it's just Phoenix's voice clip, but like pitched down. Well... They couldn't find anything because there was nothing there to find. If there's no info to feed into Little Thief, then I can't do much to help either. Is this the end? The murder took place in this theater, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. And the fact that it's Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder. If I can't prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away a free man. Is there no other course of action left to us? Did we use the Little Thief at all in this chapter? We did, during the initial investigation of Cochin. It would appear that your hand of cards has turned out to be a bust. Now, if you will excuse me, because of you people, I missed my flight, and I must make haste to arrange for a new one. Who is it this time? Oh, they're right there, you whippersnappers. First Larry, and now you? What is with that scary mobster-like scowl on your face, Edgy Poo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. I didn't mean to say this, but all you keep talking about are things I don't get at all. You're leaving this old lady in this sad, depressing, lonely dust, and I'm about to cry in. Why did you have to speak up right at this instant? But you know what, Edgy Poo? Cheer up, because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing. The most wonderful thing from you? It's a super special that I couldn't give away to just anyone, you know? Okay, we're getting close to the end, because I know what this is. Ah, my special present of love to my sweet Edgy Poo. Are you ready? It's this! It's a box of those samurai dogs, right? Yeah, so, Edgy Poo, here, go on and eat one. You'll feel right as rain. Damn, you got the whole squad laughing. I'm gonna burp, 1 second. There we go. Are we through here? Why did everyone get all quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo, tell me you understand the depths of this lady's love for you. I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. The thought occurred to me that you were once... Okay. I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. The thought occurred to me that maybe it would be good if I fed you and made sure you were nice and full. One day, it's my dream to serve you some of my own homemade food. I mean, isn't it the desire of every woman to make sure their beloved never goes hungry? And that's what I want to experience. I'll tell you one thing, though. A long time ago, they used to say I could make the most delicious meal out of any ingredient you do in front of me. Oh, I was a star in the kitchen back then, and I was... Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything about her? There is no power on earth that could force that woman into silence. I'm so sick and tired of it. All you people do is look down on me. Even this box of samurai dogs played me for a fool. It had a special design on its fan, like the Japanese flag, so I thought it was special. When I ate one, it just tasted like all the rest. Oh, it made me so mad. Always love when they do that with her. Is Oldbag really going to be the one to save the day? You'll see. Wait, a special box with a Hinamaru flick fan on it. Never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there it is. The red sun on this fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be? Yeah, because the other samurai dogs don't have that. They're just a circle in the middle. After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there's no such thing as a Hinamaru dog. Taken from the dressing room, the fan's red sun is filled in for some reason. This contradicts the contradiction of facts between something that should not exist, and yet does. The rays from this red sun may be just what we needed to point us in the right direction. Box of samurai dogs were sitting in the push cart. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be, once we've found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. Box of samurai dogs are sitting in the push cart. Killer placed Kochin's body in... Okay. Hinamaru dogs. Logic Chess is next game. It's called Mind Chess in the official English version, which I like because it sounds so stupid. Logic Chess sounded cool. Mind Chess sounds like literal like sci-fi bullshit. That's the next game. The next game actually gives Edgeworth like a fake power. Like instead of he still has logic, but he has like a secondary like kind of like Psych-Lock type thing as well. But it's not really like a special power. It's just kind of a another way of doing logic. Competitive Minesweeper, yeah. Killer used the pushcart to transport the body, which means that they first had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs that were piled up on the dressing room floor were most likely taken out of the pushcart by the killer. Dogs were put on the dressing room floor by the killer to make room for the body. That which should not exist. This box of samurai dogs with the Hinamaru on it. If this red sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing the samurai dogs from the pushcart, then it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it to be. Wendy Oldbag. I thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special. Edgy poo! Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Kochin in the dressing room. How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence. That arrogance, that self-confidence. You believe that you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and it's what will put you away for good. You're bluffing. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, Sounds like you finally found them. Finally found the fangs you need to go after this guy's jugular. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs is going to put the old man away? Trace evidence that will bring him down? Why, it's here, of course. Oh, this box of samurai dogs with the Hinomaru fan on it. This should never have existed. So I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. It's actually a single drop of blood. Huh? What? Blood, you say? Agent Lang, I'd like this blood analyzed post-haste. Gotta admit, I'm a bit surprised. Can't believe we found blood in a place like that. Also proves we could lock up Wendy for tampering with the crime scene. Not really, she didn't know. I would like mind chest as the power that enhanced by the power truth by Phoenix's special. What the fuck are you talking about, Karma? Hey you, get this down to the lab, pronto. But why was there blood in that box to begin with? If we think about the flow of the crime, I think the reason will become obvious. Larry, you said that you transported the samurai dogs with a pushcart, correct? Oh, yeah, you have a great memory, Edgy. The pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. Figured the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill up the cart. If what Larry says is true, then what were the boxes doing on the floor? Oh, I see. The killer took them out in order to put the body in the pushcart. Exactly, and this is when I believe the victim's blood found its way onto that box. When my men investigated that room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there. His embassy staff members had already confiscated them. Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder. It's a good thing Miss Oldbag managed to steal the one box that before they got to them then, huh? Feels like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this great thief to shame. What a scandalous way of putting that. I didn't steal, I received it from myself. Quercus Alba, I'd say this was one very fatal oversight on your part.
Objection!
Sorry to rain on your little love fest. How could he be so self-confident in a no-win situation for him like this? Even if that blood turns out to belong to Mr. Cochin, then what? Heh. So, Mr. Edgeworth, sounds like he's not ready to call quits yet, huh? Sole piece of evidence that was left of the crime scene. That alone has shed light on a new fact. At the very least, we now have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room. And... what? You say that like it means something. Huh? Excuse me, sirs. After she's gonna make a late night hot dog. I usually eat hot dogs with my family on Thursdays, so I can't do that. Also, usually I just eat dessert when I finish streaming. Please someone punch Alba in the face. Don't worry. He's gonna get his comeuppance. Report. What are the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. I knew it. With this Quercus Alba...
Objection!
Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question. Your question? The one from before. Have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Cochin's blood, what difference does it make?
Not so fast!
Like we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was that dressing room.
Objection!
But that doesn't prove that I'm your killer, does it? That's... He's a very good point. We've already won. When that box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba's the killer, then this evidence, it's meaningless? Can't be. We're so close, sir. I want to smack that smug look off his face. Come on, there's got to be something we could do, right? We finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose with it. Ah! I can't think of a single thing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone to stop me now. Edgeworth gets mind cramps. Just punch Alba in the Adam's apple. How do you like to make your hot dog? Originally, we cooked them in chili, but spiral cutting them and air frying them for that lovely meat caramelization and snappy exterior. Spiral cutting them. We usually make them in our oven. I do like boiled hot dogs, like when you go to the beach. But I don't make them in air frying a hot dog is so goddamn amazing. Yes, that is what we do. We've tried that with our oven, and it came out really good. So we will occasionally do that. We usually just make the hot dogs plain, and then I just put chili and cheese on them afterwards. It wasn't me, pal. And it wasn't me either this time. It wasn't me either. It was me! Who? Oh. Why did you... because I haven't finished reporting everything to you, sir. There's more. What? Hurry up and spit it out. Yes, sir, that blood I mentioned. It's not the same blood type as the victim's blood. What? No. What? What? What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who the hell's is it? I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. All I know is it's not the same type of blood as the victim, sir. What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore. Neither do I. Boiled hot dog and a steam bun with a loose chili and cheese sauce. Also device, classic Coney style dog. Cheese. I use regular shredded cheddar cheese. Air fryer. Karma. Air frying is good. Hey, is he Jesus? Y'all still going? Yep. We are 4.5 hours in. Michael, be free of Miles Edgeworth. Miles of Edgeworth. Oh, we're there. We're at the last point. This is literally the end. We'll finish this before the end of the stream. Don't worry. This is like perfectly timed, actually. Like, I think I'm exactly where I wanted to be at this point in the stream. My, what an amusing turn of events. That blood drop proved to be something true, alright? Namely, my words. And which one of your words would that be? The ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before it entered my embassy? What sort of nonsense? Yeah, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to the murder. So, you would like to believe. What if someone prepared the samurai dogs at a small nosebleed? What then? I guess that's possible. Damn it, have we been wasting our time on a red herring? The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough. Yes, Alba, you bastard! Silence. Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again. I've wasted enough time with you, and you have your answers. Now let me through.
Not so fast!
Alba, it doesn't matter where you run off to. You'll never escape me. Someday I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you. You'll see. All of Interpol will be behind me, working to see to it that the day comes. Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser, a mutt. Lang, you furry. Yep. Ooh! Is this really the extent of all that we can do? Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there another possibility? Someone other than the victim? Just when I thought I had been backed into a corner, it is I who's been backed into one. I'd imagine Lang's fursuit. Yeah, it's a wolf, probably. And it's like Yamcha in that Team 4-Star video, where he's dressed up in like the really cheap wolf fursuit. A situation like this, what would that man do? Yeah, again, the Edgeworth series loves not referencing Phoenix by name. They just refer to him as that man, or the man in blue. What would he who could turn any desperate situation around do? Turn it around. That's it. I must turn my way of thinking around. It's not whose blood is this. It's whose blood could get onto this box like this. And if I think about it that way, if the blood got onto the box when the body was being put in the pushcart, then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. And there's only one person that could be. Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because you kids that I was removed from the center stage. And will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. Edgeworth can't say Phoenix's name unless he starts getting a raging boner, yeah. It's honestly more gay sounding, him not saying his name. I swear I'm just undercover at this furry con. I swear it's not a fursuit, it's just my team's mascot. He calls himself the wolf. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom like what that raven feels as it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me, not now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me.
Objection!
Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure of that if I were you. What do you mean? Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful. Pitiful? How so? Quercus Alba, your wings were clipped long ago. And as for someone who's trying to fly away from them without noticing the fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you. Ha! Mere words. What do you mean by his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth? That's what you think it means, Kay. We already had caught him in our trap a while back, with an incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence. Hey, you're to Mr. Prosecutor. Care to speak in English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence? The piece I speak of course, is this drop of blood. We know it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all. Miss Von Karma, I believe that's exactly why it's very important to the case. And that part is the most important I really do think these people talk like 2009 era gamer forums. And yeah, I mean, that's the audience it was written for. And the part that is the most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good, then I believe you're already aware of what I mean. And you know who the blood belongs to? Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood of the soil of this box of samurai dogs belongs to this person.
Take that!
The blood of the red sun on this box belongs to you, Quercus Alba. Ugh. What? What? Why is his blood in the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim. The blood fell into the box when Mr. Cochin's body was being loaded onto the pushcart. At that time, the only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer. So that's what you mean. If the blood doesn't belong to the victim, there's only one other person it could belong to. Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion. Mr. Cochin was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding? What if during the murder, Mr. Cochin had fought back? You mean if before Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Cochin managed to wound Mr. Alba? Yes, and I believe we have a piece of evidence that proved he was bleeding then. Where's the piece of evidence that shows Mr. Alba was probably bleeding at the time?
Take that!
Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound. That was from when Damask II attacked me with a pair of scissors. Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room. Ah, but was that what really happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it, so I just can't accept that as fact. Shall we try a test, Mr. Alba, and see if the shape of the real wound matches the scissors?
Objection!
You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip by you, no matter how insignificant the possibility. You want to talk, Mr. Alba. You managed to give the law the slip for 10 years as the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you could hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are a one-of-a-kind criminal.
Objection!
I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing. You believe I've overlooked something? You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Cochin, and that it was caused here in one of the theater's dressing rooms, right? Yes, that's correct. I'd like to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, and that can only be made from a blade. I wonder where you propose that such a weapon came from. Ah, this theater was packed with security guards. It would have been impossible for anyone to come in this area with a weapon of any sort.
Not so fast!
Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring in the alabaster knife in a bouquet. Must have been some other way to sneak in a weapon of some sort. The game was translated around 2009, yeah, 2010. Only the sequel was translated recently. Master of Fear, more like Alba, you're a master of bitch. But as long as you can't prove what other way there is, all your talk about Mr. Cochin stabbing me is pure nonsense. So if all that other way does exist, you better hurry and tell me now. With pleasure. Wait, what? What did Mr. Cochin have on him? That could be used as a weapon. This piece of evidence shows how Mr. Cochin brought a weapon into the theater.
Take that!
Well, among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Yatagarasu's key. The key! That's the key my father stole from here 7 years ago. I was like his metal's pinned onto his sash, yeah. And it's very unique, and that's both a key and a knife. Meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have easily been brought into the theater. No! Couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped off the blood and placed it back into Mr. Cochin's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. And inside that safe, there was a document about Kodopian paper, signed by Mr. Cochin. In order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died as the leader of the smuggling ring, you had to make it look like you had to make it so the police were the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your wound, Mr. Quercus Alba? And that is what some may call the coup de grace. Impossible. You can't take me down. Swine, all of you! Especially Manny Cochin. This is all because of that man's betrayal! He sought to steal control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as ambassador. Which is why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all my crimes for me. That's why I sent out the Yatagarasu's card and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Yatagarasu. But I had yet another reason, another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling prosecutors. I think he hits him with the, the one more question. Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there was one more question I forgot to ask. Man, Edgeworth coincidentally took down an old man who wanted revenge and have a shoulder stab wound. Yep. Yeah. Shades of Manfred von Karma. This country is our Alabastes. Which court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. Now he truly is Tree Man. Yeah, I went down like a JRPG raid boss, yeah. Yeah, the sparkles and everything. March 17th, 11:21 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Woo, this is it, the big day. It's Mr. Alba's trial today. Wispy Woods looking ass, yep. And next week he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country of Alabast. Franziska's heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it. One thing missing was the blinding rays of light and lightning exploding. Having to face Miss Von Karma in court right after facing you, sir. Ugh, I don't even want to think of what that would be like. Caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted to the courthouse. And boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck. You only get paid once a month, Gumshoe? That's terrible. How do you live? You know, I've been thinking. That flight attendant and even Mr. Portsman were all Mr. Alba's secret agents. Correct. The smuggling ring was the common thread between all the incidents. Prosecutor of that trial's a strange one, a young prosecutor named Curb Yee. Cammy Mule was to provide support during smuggling ops, using her job as an attendant. And Mr. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring to end in their favor. Or Go You Airlines and even the prosecutor's office. No one was safe from that smuggling ring, huh, sir? Suspect there are even more members of this ring spread throughout the world. Yeah, it sounds like such a big op I can't even begin to imagine what it's like. What is it, Detective? Ah, nothing. It's just, well, come to think of it, Mr. Ernest Amano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir. I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano's been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist them. But all of that has come to an end now that as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Romano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society. Well, with the arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Romano, guess we're about to wrap up the KG-8 incident as well, huh? I suppose so. The real killer in the KG-8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG-8 incident was Macaw. Those two facts are the unshakable truth, however. It seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding these and the other truths from us. Now we'll expose it all at the trials today. You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you, sir? CCU and Dade Mon. Perhaps now these two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. Lawyers and the assistant Middle Knight. God damn. Mackerel kept saying how all the fisherwomen fear him, yep. And Dade Man kept talking about, how his face looked like a thumb with the face drawn on it. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Poleno. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't eat any of these, so I'm giving them to you. What? Seriously, sir? Wait, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them, don't tell me they're just coupons, sir. Detective Gumshoe, have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Codopia again, its economy has changed. That was literally 3 days ago, according to this. That was March 12th, it's March 15th now. What's Mandy Cochin's pun anyway? What was it? We said it at the beginning of the stream, and I can't remember what it was. It's that his face looks way older than it should for his age. Why is it not, like, popping up? Why is the Ace Attorney wiki not popping up? There we go. Coaching in reference to his job as Poleno's secretary. Manny's a play on money. Reference to his involvement in counterfeiting and smuggling ring. Come from Manny, an informal term for male nanny. This could be a reference to his work on the slightly naive Poleno. I don't know. The weird thing, his Japanese name is Manny Cochin. It's the same in Japanese, so I don't know. It seems that Ambassador Poleno has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He has been announced the official ambassador of the newly reunified Codopia. Ah, but what a pity. Even though every item he sent is a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant, Kay. Wait, that's not what I said. So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir. Actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? How come she's still not here? It's a self-referential reference. Manny wanted Poleno to take his job so he'd take the fall. Hey, you gotta be more alert than that. Ugh! Can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit. Totally didn't notice you or realize that voice was you. Lang Z says, ferocious loves bloom it with each new spring. Agent Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here. It's been a long time since I set foot in a courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that and something else. I want to see you in action in court. Is that so, Agent Lang? We flushed out all the counterfeit bills, so Zheng Fa's finally at peace again. More likely than not, Babal Alabest Markets had made deals ahead of the official reunification, true. It's all thanks to you, so I just wanted to say, thanks. Wow, I never thought I'd see the day old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth. I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to the both of us in this case. A shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong, I'll still never forgive you prosecutors. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way, and that's not about to change, you got that? I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah, and if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm going to get that person no matter what. Alright, it's about time for the trial to begin. The trial to start. I'll see you later. I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. Looking forward to this. I prepared a whole ton of ticker tape for today's victory, sir. I'll help you throw some around when Mr. Edgeworth wins. Hope you got enough, because I'm going to call my men up as well. A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way. Woo! The scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Yatagarasu. It's a story of those who chose to dedicate their lives to the pursuit of the truth. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants they meet. And to that end, you have no choice but to win by any means necessary. That creed was forced onto me since I was very young. However, I no longer think it's all we prosecutors are. And that is because... Even though I've only been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've set foot in one. And today, more than any day, I feel the fight within me rising.
Objection!
Hell yeah. Oh man, such a good game. It's always been Gumshoe dropping the confetti? Yes, there's a 4 coma that actually the official 4 coma that shows that. It's actually him throwing the confetti at the end of every case. I really am in Mr. Edgeworth's debt for the other day. Thanks to him, I'm still free to serve the friendly blue skies. Oh, so about my suitcases. I've been selling them on the internet, and they've become a real sensation. Thanks to the praise the art world has lavished on my work as being truly postmodern. The airline has chosen me to design their new line of Go-You Jumbo Jets. Just think, someday you'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet. Legit fabulous credits theme. Yes, this is a really good ending theme. Yeah, and there is a game that shows him throwing it in one of the splash screens too, I believe. It is canon that Gumshoe throws it. Edgeworth? Oh, that rudeness of a rude man. Because of him, my time and money is wasted. But more important than here, I received the most fantastic treasure recently. The pretty reduced statue of the Principality of Codopia. It weighs a bit light in my hands, but an Ambassador Paleno was most generous. I love how they draw Gumshoe Monkey Man, yeah. We finally caught Agent Hicks's killer, and I was able to witness Mr. Alba's teary eyes. Feels so good to finally bring everything to a close. I received another offer from Interpol to work another case in cooperation with them. However, the Codopian courts await. Codopia's air is supposed to be very fresh, so my whip should find new vigor there. Only gets better from here, yep. This little patrolman has been fired as of today, sir. I thought I was safe since we found the gun I had dropped. But I hadn't noticed that I dropped my police badge, too. I guess what really broke the camel's back was that I couldn't find my badge. My little life has suddenly tripped into a dark black hole, sir. I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with Ruffles Man. Slight spoilers, but he becomes a court security guard after this. But you won't be hearing about that for a while. Harry Meekin Dubois here. Poor Meekins, yeah. Bruh. I was actually hoping to talk with Mr. Edgeworth a bit more than I did. But I've got to get going and return to Europe. I still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study there. Next time I help Mr. Edgeworth on a case, I'm going to do it as a real forensic scientist. I'm sure he's going to need all the help I can give him, scientifically. I mean, a bailiff? No, he's just a court security, oh, maybe he is a bailiff, actually. Oh, Arc System Works helped with the updated sprite work. That's not surprising. Arc System Works, they fucking know sprites. Look at Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear. Because of the kidnapping was staged, I was let off easily. But I won't be going outside much anytime soon, but that's really okay. The only prison I'm forever trapped in is the cage of love. The guard down at the detention center. Well, when he's on guard duty, he has such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor. Stop it, Lauren. When will you ever learn to stop being a prisoner of love?
It appears all sorts of drama that takes place outside of the courtroom. Since we judges are here day in and day out, I've only heard a few rumors, but... apparently Mr. Edgeworth teamed up with a thief and became a detective. Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something.
Whew, barely escaped death yet again.
Yeah, but boy, we're lucky to have Mr. Edgeworth help us out, huh?
Yeah, but because I lost the key, I got fired from my security guard job.
Don't let it get you down, Maggie. You've still got me.
You're right, sir. I won't be sad. I'm going to pick up myself and get through this. I wonder what my next job should be. Ooh, this is actually kind of fun. And we never see... spoilers, we never see her again. This is her last appearance in the series. As of right now, at least. Unless she shows up in the second Edgeworth game. I don't think she does. Why not come to Codopia for your summer vacation? We have coupons aplenty. Right now, our embassy is proud to present our Let's Investigate a Murder show. Although recreating that particular case has created a few small fires of its own. Then we had a few problems with the fire marshals, but the next event will be great. It'll be an attraction entitled Capture the Yatagarasu. Of course, I hope to enlist Kay's help in creating our latest attraction. I can't believe that Mindy ditched me and we went to Japan. Oh. But it's okay, because that's how I met Miharu. We're planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. We're going to sell blue ocean dogs. They'll sell like hotcake hot dogs for sure. A blue hot dog and a blue bun. I guarantee it will turn your tongue and your face blue. I know I'm not really the type to work a lot, or at all really, but... Oh, so I noticed I haven't really seen the guy in the blue suit at all recently. Nick? Wonder what's up. Well, next time we meet, I'm gonna make him eat one of my dogs. Why does even Larry not say Phoenix's name? Paris again, yeah. I gave testimony in court today, as a member of the Yatagarasu. Yo, Mr. Bad, you look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed that elements within the ring have begun moving? They're probably fighting over who should succeed, over who should be the next boss. Although, to be honest, wish I could forget I'd ever heard of that smuggling ring. Lang Z says, thoroughly bite the poisonous snake from head to tail. No one runs afoul of the law and escapes this wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet. Ah, youth. When did I become so old, I wonder? I've begun noticing the gray hairs in my beard more. Thinking of retiring my mirror. I guess he's not locked up anymore. Probably because after he gave testimony. Realizing what might have killed Lang Z all those years ago. Bad, my man, you always had gray hairs, yeah. I was the Pink Princess and the Pink Badger all in the span of 2 days. Talk about busy. But it's alright, because I got a letter from my beloved Edgy Poo. Please take care of your hip, and when you wish to speak, first take off your headpiece. What does he mean by that last statement? It's not like I enjoy being under a headpiece every time I see him. I've been an alien and then some creepy fuzzy pink animal, and then I was the pink princess and the great hero of justice. Ever since I was a young maiden, I can't keep up with that. Probably biting that snake. Killed him. Probably gave the material and got immunity in exchange. Yeah, probably. His years of service also probably helped. March 17th, 4:33 p.m. High Prosecutor's Offices. Room 1202. Whew, I feel so much better now that the trial's over. And as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir. Yeah, nothing beat the look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into a courtroom. Mr. Edgeworth's always at 10 times fiercer in court. Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they've begun a large-scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave to Franziska and Agent Lang. So what are your plans now, Kay? Oh, well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. Hey, I know. Maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Are you still trying to steal my job, pal? Just kidding, just kidding. I can't steal something so important to you, Gummy. Phew, what a relief. Okay. Yes? Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief? Of course! But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu. So I'm going to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team of my own. 3-person team? 3-person team of young beauties the same age as me, if possible. With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the other people you'll need. My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what's so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only things I will ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away. I'm going to work extra hard to make a world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed. Let's both strive for such a future. Well, I guess it's time for me to get going. I see. Okay, keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? And don't be a stranger. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in. If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came through the building's front door. It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken for forever. Young beauties, Franziska whips the scene. She would not be interested. Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's take a group photo. Just the 3 of us. Want my, probably time to un-ghost so I can get a good finale screenshot here. Yeah, commemorative photo. Every big case has to end with one. No. Hey, why not? Don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth. We don't see her again, do we? I will not answer that. You'll just have to wait until I play the second game. Of course not, Detective. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir. Ah, hey, Detective Gumshoe. Stop that, I can't be seen doing that. Okay, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese. We getting it? Also, I think my PNG tuber froze. And thus the long tale of the KG-8 incident came to a close. It saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little great thief. But there's little time to rest and relax. For I am eager to tackle the investigation into a new case. The reason for my eagerness is my want to pursue the truth, and my want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed. Nice. Gumshoe fly tackling Edgeworth just for the selfie. I missed an achievement. I didn't get one of them. I missed something during the investigation. I need to figure out where that was. Turnabout ablaze awarded. Alright, let me close this. So it's 4. I have to stop soon, but... I have to stop, like, right now, but... Character Compendium, 50%. Complete!
Objection!
Ugh, no. Gross.
Objection!
Gumshoe and Kay should have gotten objections.
Not so fast!
Cameraman, one for a thing. Quercus Alba, true self. It's like a lot shorter in the sprite form.
Objection!
Oh, do they not count? They must, That's weird. Where's the one of him, like, actually finishing the breakdown? No, whatever. It's the pixels, really. No rotting trees for you, I suppose, yeah. Missile! But... I like how his eyes look so much less, like, happy in the sprite form. Okay, that's finishing the second game. The second half of that's in the second game. Examine the Prima statue shield in the Alabashan Ambassador's office. I did that! Did it have to be the first time I did that? I guess it did. Actually, these are all Ace Attorney investigations, too. Examine the Prima statue shield in the Alabashan Ambassador's office. I'm gonna see if I can get that real quick. Turnabout asses and good dog, yes. Alright, let me see if I can proc that other thing to get that achievement real quick. Memories of that fruitcake. So yeah, good game. Very good game. It was a damn shame the second one was not brought over until now. But we will be doing, so I already said this beat, but because this one took so long, well, I didn't realize how loud this was. Because this took so long to get through, I'm postponing 2 to December, along with the second half of Visions of Mana. So kind of just consider December to kind of be like the season 2 of both of these. We'll do the second Edgeworth game and we'll finish Visions of Mana. I originally had 2 other games planned for December, but at this point, it really doesn't matter. All my December plans seem to be going up in smoke at this point. Oh god, when do I get to the part where I could observe the, statue? No, I think the only time you can actually examine it is during the other part. Weird. Why didn't it proc? Let's see if I can, figure that out. I don't understand where you start with this to like actually do the part. Anyway, while I finish this up, I'm going to say this is pretty much going to be it. Obviously, it's after 4. Come back tomorrow. I'll be doing Zelda. And then Thursday will be Sonic Generations. Not Shadow yet. We're going to do Sonic first because I haven't played it. I haven't streamed Sonic Generations yet. Assuming I get the game on Thursday, which I should. It's funny, too, because I can just play the Steam version of Sonic Generations. I've had it since 2011.
Take that!
Oops, this is already at the point where you point out the fan.
Take that!
Ah, yes, we have our kind of Sonic Generation skibbity karma. I'm gonna ban you for like 6 years. I'm gonna be like Germ, I'm gonna ban you for 700 years.
Take that! Take that!
I get it, we checked both of them. Why is that not... Did I miss something? Yeah, I don't understand. Wasn't that part the end of the Larry chapter? You get to examine the statue so you could see Mr. Cochin's print under it? Oh, right. Alright, you know what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all... We know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to talk to it. We're going to get a funny piece of dialogue, and then I get the achievement. I'll get it on my own later. Cool. That's finally done. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. I appreciate it. Thank you all the raiders tonight. We had a lot of you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Love you all. Thank you so much. Love you. Really, though. It means a lot to me. Can we raid a cool guy? Premium Daddy. I don't follow them. Let me see. What are they playing? Quiet Place, The Road Ahead. Yeah, sure, why not? They seem cool. And they're premium. They're a premium daddy. They're Filipino like you. Oh, that's cool. Alright. Alright, sure, we'll do that. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of this. More stuff coming up. Zelda, Sonic, Mega Man Star Force 3 will come back soon. There'll be something for Halloween next week. And, you know, after that, we've got some more stuff planned. Mario and Luigi. Hell of a name when I first found out about them. That's a cute Jabroni Mike emote. Anyway, take care, everyone. Stick around. Say hi to Premium Daddy. And, yeah, I will see you all around tomorrow, maybe. Well, I'll be around tomorrow. I don't know if you all will. But, hey, thank you for coming either way. Take care, everyone. Good night.
Bunga 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 bunga.